going on, guys? This might unironically be the most important video I make. And if you're a younger person or maybe someone who hasn't been around high net worth individuals and certain things going on in the Pokemon scene might really confuse you, I think there's literally one simple mindset, one kind of rule you can follow that will basically make everything make sense to you. It's essentially just kind of unlearning something you've kind of learned. And it's something I've basically was forced to teach a lot of people at my time at Best Buy. So, quick caveat before I start. Basically, if you guys don't know, before I started doing all this cardboard loveliness, I worked for Best Buy. But I wasn't just kind of like your normal sales floor guy. I was a manager of a division. Well, not the entire division, obviously. Making a lot more money. But I had a team. And what my team did is they would go to new builds, remodels, any kind of big home or new home, or sometimes small stuff. And they would design grand home theaters, stuff like this, very high-end sales. And something I had to work a lot with was the employees in store and helping them feel comfortable talking these high, large numbers with customers or getting them to kind of hand these sales over to my team. And what I found a lot of the times is people would be like, they would literally sell the customer short because the employee thought that the customer was spending too much money. And the number one thing I had to teach people was don't sell using your money. You can say your wallet, your income, your finances, your whatever. Don't sell using your money. And I'll give you a phenomenal example of this. I'll never forget this incident. I've said it before, and I'll probably tell the story 1,000 times again. I was I was in the store one day, because I would be mostly out in the field, but a lot of times I'd come to the store, just kind of see what was going on, do some training. And there was a girl working with a customer, there was an employee working with a customer, and she was helping this guy out, and I kind of wanted to kind of tag in because it was starting to become a large order. The guy was getting like a nice TV. He was like a C2, and he was getting some Sonos soundbars and stuff. So I kind of wanted to just tag along, help her out, see if it needed to be passed on to one of my team members. And so the guy ends up racking up about, I don't know, it was like $6,000 or something like that. And he's like off, I think he's like with his daughter or something. So he's off talking with his daughter while I help her kind of punch everything into the computer. And she's freaking out. The employee is. She's like, he's gonna flip a gasket when he sees this price. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Like I don't think he understands how much money he's spending. We need to take some of this stuff off. And I'm like, adding the insurance. I'm adding all the stuff. I'm like, no. We'll talk to him about this stuff. Trust me. Like, he'll want all of this. So guy comes back and literally goes, oh yeah, I was talking to my wife. We want to do the same for the downstairs and upstairs. So just double everything. And the girl next to me just fainted and died. Like she couldn't even like fathom that like someone was basically like spending half of her yearly income on some TVs and some sound bars, right? So, and I think that is basically the exact problem that most people in this Pokemon community, hobby, whatever, experience, right? Because we're dealing with a lot of younger individuals who don't have high end, they're just starting to come into some like income. They're just now working. You have a lot of people who are just starting out, right? And so when they see people going and dropping amounts on cards, that's basically how much they make in a year. It's like it can't even, like, something in their mind is like off or broken or cheap, like it seems dirty and bad to them or something, right? Because in their brain they literally can't calculate how they put in all this work all year, and it can't even amount to like an alpha load. That's kind of a bad example because it's an expensive card, but like a $50,000 card, right? They can't fathom that someone could go and buy a piece of cardboard that's worth their entire year of work. And I could totally get it, right? So I think what a lot of people need to do, and this is like what will really help you in life, is you need to have what's called a good old ego death. Now, I don't think this requires you to take a bunch of ayahuasca in the middle of a desert with a bunch of natives, but that might help. But you need to realize you're not the main character. You can still be a wonderful person and help you, like, right? Like, you don't need to just like, you don't need to become like a straight nihilist. That may happen to some of you on this journey, but you need to realize that there's 7, 8 billion, however many people on this planet, and I'm a nobody. You're a nobody. We are all nobodies. The sultans or whatever of Saudi Arabia could literally buy us, and we are nobodies. We are ants. And once you kind of realize your place, then you can kind of start to move up. You need to realize you're a nobody before you can become a somebody. It's as simple as you can put it, right? So, again, when you see people spending amounts of money that you can't comprehend, well, then that's on you, brother, right? Like that means like you need to expand your mind. Now, are there people doing dumb things with their money? Yes. But who cares? It's not you. It's not your money. So maybe, again, when you see people doing stuff with Pokemon, realize that there's people out there that make in an hour what you make in a year. I'll say that again. There are people that make what you make in a year in an hour. Okay? So, once we can realize that and accept that, and they're not evil people, they're not, well, you kind of got to be making that much money, right? No. But for real, realize that you are not the center of the universe. Ego death. Check it out. I'm going out of town. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.